Hello friends, I'm Nathan and he's Naren, and we both together are ready to Sakshi. Uh, if you notice, this is our second episode, and in the previous episode we have seen a tremendous response.
Overwhelming.
It is
That's the right
overwhelming. Definitely. We have received so many emails, and I don't think we will be able to respond to all of them.
In one program.
I don't think we will be able to respond in 3 programs also. I'm very sure about
quite
that.
a few of them, yes.
So,
Thank you. First of all, let me say thank you.
We are overwhelmed. Like you all know, we have started this podcast, and Naren, if you remember, when we announced last time that we will be expecting certain questions, so we have received lots of questions.
Before we get into that, let me just clarify this thing once. That is, the objective of this program was to be in Hindi, but what has happened is something unexpected. That is, quite a few of our friends and well-wishers and brothers in Christ, they requested to also dub it into English. Now, we what we decided is that, okay, they want it dubbed in English, but then dubbing it in English is going to be a big pain.
Yes.
Making the transcription, overlaying the audios, getting it recorded, and all those things. So what we decided was to take a shortcut, because by and large we know what we are going to say. So just record it again immediately after the Hindi happens, while the entire sequence is still fresh in mind in English, so that our brothers can also benefit who don't know Hindi. There are a few of them, so for them this effort is our way of saying we love you. Alright, so all of that in place, let's jump into it. By the way, we just finished the Hindi and this is English now.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, we have received one very beautiful email.
Right.
One of our brothers, Brother Jinto Thomas.
Oh yes. Yes. Alright.
He has he has mentioned 3 things, and Jinto, we love you and we are very thankful to you for your beautiful comments. He has written he likes the format of the program.
Thank you.
He told that he loved the way Naren and Nathan spoke. I don't know.
Let me mention that over here, brother, is that we have not rehearsed anything. We have just made a basic framework in mind that this is what we are going to cover in this program, and we are speaking now as we normally speak.
Actually, I always tell Naren that
Yes.
let us do a rehearsal and let us then recapture the same sequence. But I don't know why he doesn't do it.
No, this is better. I'm sure Jinto agrees with that, right? Anyway, yeah.
And third thing, he told that he likes that we have picked the issues in a very informal way. And actually, we are very informal people in general if you're not working. And
And we don't want to make this a talk show or all that. No, this is better.
because see, thing is, back at my office, when I'm speaking with my colleagues, I speak like this the way I'm speaking right now. Or maybe in general, when we are speaking or we are discussing something, I think we just speak like this.
Yeah.
So why do we have to be very formal, wearing a blazer, wearing a tie, and sitting in a podium or maybe in a radio atmosphere, environment? I'm sorry. And so the idea is that we need to reach majority of people. We need to reach to people who can relate with us, who can think with us.
Right.
Jinto actually has asked 3 specific questions, and actually I appreciate Jinto. The questions are very beautiful, and because last time, if you noticed in the first episode, we actually we basically that was not dubbed in English. So for our English viewers, let me tell you, we have introduced this podcast, which is available in various formats, audio format as well as video format. The idea is to reach out to people. So it was
Supposed
just
to be in Hindi.
Yes.
This is basically meant for the Hindi audience. It doesn't mean that we don't love our English speaking brothers who do not understand Hindi. Absolutely not. That's not the case. See, the point is that there are thousands of podcasts, means like dozens and hundreds of podcasts in English. So, and there are people like from whom I learn. They are available on the net.
Great.
Great, Google, all, Ravi Zacharias, all, they are all available on net.
Yeah.
Yes, but what about our brothers and sisters who do not know English? There is nothing as far as I can see. And that's why when we were having dinner a few days back, we thought we should do something for our brothers and sisters who are familiar only with Hindi. And in my opinion, especially in India, the brothers and sisters that I know who are primarily Hindi speaking are a lot more involved in ministry work than I have seen English speaking brothers and sisters. That doesn't mean that English speaking do not.
Yes.
I'm saying that there are many people, because this is India being a Hindi speaking country, there are many pastors, missionaries, evangelists who go out and speak in Hindi, and they know basically Hindi. Nothing wrong with just knowing Hindi.
Actually,
There is nothing for them. So this program is for
language.
them. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful language, and I love the language. I love the people. Yes. So again. So this program is basically shows even for my English-speaking brothers and sisters that I'm not being biased towards the Hindi.
We will cater to
We love you.
We
We'll try. We're trying our best.
Brother Naren, let me get back to
Right.
our initial discussion.
Right.
Brother Jinto, he told, okay, but we have given the introduction about what Ready to Sakshi is, that this is a podcast and we are going to cover lots of topics and your questions. But who are we? Who is Nathan? Who is Naren? You call yourself or you claim yourself to be Christians.
Yes.
If there is any sort of testimony you would like to share, or maybe you would like to talk, we won't take much time, about a little bit of your background.
Yes.
Who
Okay.
exactly is Narendra San?
Alright.
If you can put a little light. Not only this, since you know we are associated with Sakshi Apologetics.
Not associated. We are a part of it.
Yes.
Let's be very precise. Yes.
We have, people may have noticed, or you may have noticed on YouTube, Sakshi Apologetics Network, we have lots of
Malayalam, Telugu.
in Malayalam,
Yes.
in Telugu, I think in Tamil also.
Yes.
And there are certain debate videos available. I think Jerry Thomas debate videos are available.
Yes.
The various different organizations. Who is Sakshi Apologetics Network? What is the, if I be very corporate, what is the mission, vision and the value of Sakshi Apologetics Network?
Right. Yes.
And finally, we are in Mumbai. What is the work which is being done presently? And what exactly Sakshi is intending to do, specifically in the region such as we were already present in the southern part of India. Now,
What about Bombay?
what about Mumbai?
Alright. So without much ado, let me jump into it. About me. Alright. Now, I come from a very diverse background. You may find it funny, you may find it surprising. Alright. My father is by birth a Christian, and my mother is by birth a Saraswat Brahmin.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is Saraswat Brahmin?
Saraswat, that's one of the sects in South India. She's from Karnataka.
So this is like the topmost chain.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
very clear on that. Gaur Saraswat Brahmin.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because-
I don't want to offend anybody.
No.
This is
My mother's from South India,
okay.
and my father's from East
But
India.
I thought that you are from Orissa.
My father's from Orissa.
Okay.
My mother is from Karnataka.
Oh, that is.
And I'm born and brought up Bombay.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Alright.
It's like a big diversity.
Hybrid. Yeah, my wife is from Gujarat.
Oh, really?
My brother-in-law is a Parsi and stuff. So yeah, unity in diversity. Alright, now coming back. So of course, after they were married and we were living in not very good conditions. Family conditions were very bad.
You mean financially?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we were living in a very not very good scene. Of course, my father was is a Christian by birth, but we never went to church. And there was no Bible, there's nothing, and we used to worship whatever the neighbors and all. You do this and you will get better, and do this,
So you will
you'll
say-
make some money, sort of a thing. Yeah.
Okay. It's Good Friday, So let us.
No, not Good Friday. This is
Easter and Christmas.
Santoshima sort of a thing. I'm talking about the Hindu gods and goddesses.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was thinking.
No, not the Roman Catholic. No, this is totally out.
Okay.
So we were like worshipping what the others around us, the Hindu and stuff.
Okay.
But interestingly, my mother being a Hindu, got drawn towards Christianity. That also is in a very unbelievable circumstance that I still find unbelievable, but I know my mother has no reason to make up a story like this. Driven by the circumstances, she would visit all these babas, all these tantrics, that maybe they'll cast a spell or guide her.
Witch doctors.
Something that that financial family conditions will improve. I used to be extremely sick. Looking at my condition, you will not believe that I used to be very sick. But yes, I was on the verge of dying a few times, and it was just my mother and her prayers who, the hand of God, kept me alive. And the doctors had written me off. They said, no, he's not going to survive, just let him go now. Anyway, so she did quite a bit, but then she would go to all these babas for some, guide us what to do next, what is happening in her lives. But she went to a particular tantric who was supposed to be very powerful, and he looked at her and he said, in Hindi he said, that is, on you is the shadow of Mauli. Mauli.
What is Mauli? Never heard of it.
Okay, no, because you're not from here. See, Mauli is somebody who's from Maharashtra, they would understand the language. Mauli is a local slang, almost, if I may say a word, for Mother Mary.
Is that so?
Yes.
Mauli. I think there is a movie also. I've recently seen a few posters. Mauli, are you sure that it's just related to Mother Mary?
In this thing, it was this Mauli, he was referring to Mother Mary. So he said, Mauli ji saayane, Mauli ka hai tumhare pe, on you is the shadow of the Mauli, and you have to go to a church. That's why she knew it's a female sort of a thing, so you have to go there to a church. Don't come here. And that was a shocking thing, because look at the way the Lord works. He used an instrument of the devil to bring his child to him. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is
It's
strange.
amazing. So she started seeking out, what do you mean by a church? And for me, I'm sure that not just for me, many of you, our earliest tries to Christianity would be the Roman Catholic, because what they somehow, unfortunately, whatever, seem to represent what Christianity is all about. So anyway.
Yeah, actually I've studied in Roman Catholic school.
Same here.
Since I was a Christian, so they used to have a class of only Christians. That used to be the catechism.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, catechism class. Yeah.
Actually, my non-Christian friends, so they used to study that time, and I used to chill out, because it was catechism class, because I had that privilege. But actually, I was not aware what exactly is catechism. So, anyways.
So she started going to a church, but that was like when we were very small, and then she wanted us to get aware of the Bible, and then the Jehovah's Witnesses came knocking. We were very small, like we were school going. We were going to school, and this was like decades back, 20 years back, something more than that.
Oh, is that
Yeah. So that time, some Jehovah's Witnesses came knocking at a door, and mother thought that was probably Christianity.
Okay.
But before that, she used to go for that Navina thing.
Oh yeah.
You heard that Dhanraj church? No. When she heard about the Mauli church, there was this in Mahim, Bombay. There is this Navina. There is 9 Wednesdays you go and attend the Mother Mary Mass, and whatever you have pledged or asked for, God will grant you the wishes. That was and still is a popular misconception. Anyway, so now the Jehovah's Witnesses came knocking, and mother was very keen that her children, there is us, learn about Jesus Christ and the Bible. So she thought, okay, perhaps these are Christians. So she asked them, they said yes, and they were more than happy to come down and teach us about the Bible. And that was for 5 years they came. I was on the verge of getting baptized as a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was one of the best students.
Fun.
Yeah, I was one of the best students actually. Sorry. Anyway, so, but then by the grace of God, somehow the classes ended without me getting baptized. I still don't know how and all those things. But anyway, at that time I was very small, but the chinks in the armor of the Jehovah's Witnesses were very visible. So I wouldn't say that I volunteered and I said, no, I'm not going to study under you, but somehow those classes ended. And that ended our so-called relationship with Christianity also for a brief period of a few years, that is. Then my mother got severe arthritis.
Oh, really?
Very bad, very bad.
But I've met her, she's like...
No, yeah, now she is.
Okay.
She can literally dance. So this is again like in, I'd say 2001. It was very bad. It became so bad that they had to tie up her knees in bandages so that it doesn't even bend in the least, because if it bends, that was heart-rending painful. It was that bad. So because of that, I even bought a house in Andheri on the ground floor so that she doesn't have to climb even one stair. And I bought it behind a Roman Catholic church because she liked to go to a church. She always said, I want to stay near a church. And for us at that time still it was the Roman Catholics is what is Christianity all about. So that was right behind. Even now my house is right behind the Amboli church.
The grove of your father represents a Christian community.
Sort of thing, yeah. Anyway, but the civil contractor who was doing the inner work of the house, he said that he's a Punjabi.
Oh, really?
And he said, why don't you go to a church? He said,
do I know him?
No, some local guy.
Okay.
And he said he's deaf. He said, I was deaf in 1 year, and the pastor in that church prayed for me and I became well. And he said, I go to that church, why don't you go too? And that's what started us to go to the church, and my mother was believing in all this. So she used to go, and I used to go with her because she couldn't go alone. I would take her there and leave her and take her somehow up the stairs. It was one floor that she had to climb. Excruciating pain climb. I would leave her in the chair in that ministry hall and then come out and stand and do nonsense outside with other boys and waste my time. But I didn't want to go to church. I didn't used to believe all these things. I wouldn't say I was an atheist, but something like an agnostic, or I would say an apatheist. That is, an apatheist is a new term which simply means no. See, an agnostic is the one who says, I don't know. Theist says, I know that there is a God. Atheist says, I know that there is no God.
I disbelieve, yes.
And apatheist simply says, I don't care.
He's like
I don't know.
Highest level of skepticism.
No, it's not it's just I don't care.
Okay.
And most of these atheists that I see nowadays are nothing more than apatheists. I don't care. Anyway, so that's what it was for me. And after a few months of going with her, I still remember to the dot that evening. Every face, every voice, every sound, I remember etched in stone. Anyway, it was time for the ministry to end, and I could see people filing out, and I went out to take my mom for me to carry her down, and there was, somebody came shouting that, Naren, your mother is well. I said, what do you mean? What do you mean? I really couldn't understand. Seriously, not being sarcastic. I couldn't understand what she meant. Then my pastor's wife came out. She said, Naren, your mother is healed. I said, what do you mean healed?
Okay.
No, she removed her bandages. I said, what? She removed her bandages? That would mean excruciating pain. So, I went in and there was my mom all standing. I still remember her so clearly in my memory. Wow. And I asked her where her bandages. She said, I threw them away. I said, what do you mean? Threw them away. She removed it and she threw them away.
And she was standing?
She was standing.
Really?
Yes. So, I asked her, what do you mean? Threw them away, and how on earth are you going to work? And she said, I'm fine, I'm all healed by God's grace.
Wow.
I said, no, you are not healed and you will be in pain. Where are the bandages?
I forgot the
placebo effect. There is a placebo effect. What happens in science is that the mind feels that you are healed, but physically you may not be healed. It's just a self-fooling sort of a system. Anyway, so by that system, if it's a real proper physical infirmity, you may end up getting that thing again. You will end up getting that thing again after the euphoria in the mind dies down. Mm-hmm. So I took her home, and then I thought, okay, after a few days she'll be back to square one. I'll have to buy her the bandages again. And no, she was fine.
Is that so?
Yeah, she would get up from the sofa.
That's what I was wondering.
And she would get up from the sofa, and I would jerk, Ma, and she said, no, I'm fine. What's wrong with you?
Why I'm surprised is because this happened back in 2001, and I think I know you since a long time, and today is like 2016.
Yeah.
So it's
15 years.
15 years, and she's
Still fine.
she's like running.
All around.
She's
Yes,
running.
yes, yes. Praise God for that. Anyway, so she said, I'm all fine. She would go up and she would go everywhere, and I would say, how are you going to climb the stairs? And she would remind me after some time, getting angry at me. That is, I told you so many times I'm healed. Why are you getting on my nerves? And that was my mom. And I had to accept that she is healed. But then acceptance raised questions of its own. That is, what happened in that case? Then I started investigating, started reading. It was a long journey, but
Worth it.
it's always more than worth it. And I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. But that was not the end of it.
Yeah, really.
Yes. What happened was, I'm answering one more question that Jinto probably may have meant. That is, what happened is, after that, most of my childhood friends are Muslims. My best friends are Muslims. And I used to travel, and I still travel quite often, and quite a few times it's to the Middle East.
I think you have your office in Dubai.
Yes, we have some, yeah. We do some work in Dubai too, and I would go stay with him because it's like my childhood friend. We were literally grew up together.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Sharif, his name is Sharif Abbas. I hope to God that he's watching this program. Anyway, so I was telling you about Jesus Christ, jumping all around. I hope you remember the first time you accepted Christ, and it would be like everything that moves, you tell about Christ. So that was me. So, so I was telling this guy, and he got a bit bugged with me. He said, "Okay, Naren, you're speaking about Christ. You come with me. I'll show you a presentation, and you'll become Muslim." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, there is Muhammad is there in the Bible. And it says that Muhammad is the one that you should be listening to." I said, "See, I read the Bible, and I don't think there is any difference. And that garbage is still being expounded by so many Muslims and so many Dawah preachers." Anyway, I said, "I want to see it." And that was a Friday, offices were closed, but took me to his office, got the car to open the gate. We went inside, he showed me on the laptop on the presentation, a presentation on the laptop, and there it was. Psalm was Solomon 5:16, Deuteronomy 18.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, all that. Yeah, John, so-called verses. That is, which says that Muhammad is there, and man. Anyway, so I could, honestly speaking, I could figure out some answers. I didn't have all the answers, but I managed to fumble at him that, "See, you haven't ever read the Bible. You have shown me some garbage of somebody else. You've not even read the Quran yourself. Now if I ask you a few questions, you will yourself not be able to answer." And somehow, thank God, he accepted that fumble and he let it go, but it stuck in my head. And he told me, "Naren, just last week, a Filipino girl saw this program, saw this presentation, and she's accepted Islam. She has left
No,
Islam."
really?
And that was like a slap on the face. It kept me awake at nights, and I hope that this keeps you awake at night also. That is, there are so much such content against Christianity, and there are people watching it, and I've met so many people after that who have watched that stuff, have been thoroughly brainwashed, left their families, and left Christ. And I believe that the church has a huge responsibility in that. I know, like, very few people I know who has any interest in defending the gospel. And there are very few churches who even speak about apologetics, who even speak,
Oh yes, you use the word
encourage.
apologetics.
Yeah.
We are not apologizing for anything.
We are not apologizing.
Actually,
Yeah.
you brought a very good point.
Yeah.
Because actually, I have something similar in this. I used to study. I was very bad at physics.
Only physics.
Only physics.
Okay.
So this was done in Hindi
Okay.
also. I flunked in physics once.
Only physics.
Yes.
Only physics.
Only physics,
Okay.
of course.
Oh, okay. I accept it. Yeah.
So the point is, then there were so many. It was a business for teachers. There were
Yeah.
so many expensive tutorials.
Yeah.
So I found one very nice, pious Muslim man. He was in his proper Muslim robe
Oh.
and having a good length of beard and a short lowers. So I used to go and I used to learn from him for my 12th standard physics, and he was very kind. He used to help me, understanding whatever questions are there. But at the end of the day, he used to talk about other things also. Other things such as that how come Jesus is God?
Yeah.
Why he's the only child of God? Are you not the child of God? So I used to say, yes, I'm also child of God. So it was something like, I cannot say no to him because I respect him as my teacher.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I had no answers, to be very honest. So one day, what shattered me was a debate. So that day he told, okay, today we are not going to study. I'm going to show you something. I told, okay, I'm all hands down for that.
You were happy actually.
Yeah, of course, because of course.
No studies.
I was not
Anything is better.
Yeah. So he played a debate. It was Bible. I don't remember the name. It was, I think, Bible and Quran in the light of science. William Campbell. That's correct. William Campbell versus
Zakir Naik.
Dr. Zakir Naik.
Yes.
I saw the debate and I was absolutely shattered and I was ashamed. Not because I was ashamed of my faith or whatever I was doing. I was ashamed because there was no answer for me to be convinced that actually there could be an answer. So this thing has always shattered me, and because of this I moved to agnosticism eventually when I passed out my graduation. So, and I'm sorry I cut short in the middle and you were telling about your friend in Dubai.
Yes. Okay. You see, interestingly, this very DVD that has, shattered or shaken the faith of so many Christians worldwide. Actually speaking, that was one of the first CDs of Zakir Naik that I've ever seen.
Okay.
When I used to go to the Sharif's, my friend's house too, there would be, but Zakir Naik was there. Every time I go, they're playing Zakir Naik. And I used to feel the way he's quoting verses, he's a Christian. Even my family used to say that probably he's a Christian. The way he used to expound.
I used to say that whatever there is, I don't want to listen to this guy because if I start listening to this guy, I'll lose my faith.
Yes.
And second thing is, he knows Bible better
than most pastors.
Better than most of the pastors.
Very true. Very true.
Of course.
Now, okay, just as a point, for those of you who may not be aware actually, as Sakshi Apologetics Network, we have on a sentence by sentence thoroughly refuted all the claims, answered all the questions that was raised by Zakir Naik, the assertions that were made by Zakir Naik in that debate, the questions raised by Zakir, but couldn't be answered by Dr. William Campbell, all have been refuted thoroughly. It's been dubbed into many languages. It has been available or even on the Sakshi Network website, YouTube, in Urdu also, for those of you who are aware of Urdu or Hindi, that is. It's there in English also, and if you are not able to see it online or if you have some poor bandwidth, then write to us. We will send you a DVD for free.
Yes.
So, after that, after my friend, thanks for let me get back to the subject. I almost forgot. Thanks. Is that after that I started searching, and this time in my life was worse than the time that I actually accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that I wouldn't say worse, rather it was not a very sane thing to do. That is, I visited the anti-Christian websites because what do the Muslims have to say? I visited them. There is so much acid. There is so much, logical.
Yes. Cut it short. Only you mean to say you visited Muslim websites, but actually anti-Christian websites.
No. Okay, that's a good clarification that you asked for. Earlier I had visited anti-Christian websites when I first came to Christ, the atheistic parts and everything. But then I also
those days for us
too much
atheism was satanism.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then after this I visited the the anti-Christian, which is Muslim websites against Christianity, and there are so many of them. So many. There are so many questions, and the worst part was that none of my pastors at that time encouraged me or tried to answer any of my questions. Rather, they were discouraging. That is, Naren, because you use your mind so much, the Holy Spirit is not able to work in your life. All that nonsense. And I actually used to
be revealed. Let it be.
Let it be. Let the Holy Spirit short circuit your brain and answer you. And I used to feel the first commandment is love the Lord your God with your whole heart, mind, soul and strength. And I'm thinking, mind. God gave me a mind, God gave me an intellect, and now He is expecting me to leave reason separate and then accept Him in blind faith.
Be irrational.
Irrational. Yeah, it was very bad. But then I praise God that He brought me then also of late into a new church, Greater Grace Ministries, where there is a very good combination, balance of faith and reason. Anyway, so coming back after that, it was months of crying and turning and twisting and questioning. So many times the question entered my heart: am I wrong? So many years. This is like so much. I wouldn't say so many years. So much time I took to come to Christ, and was it all waste? Is this all waste? Is Islam the truth? I actually investigated it. Again, the hand of God, and that sentence that my friend said, that is, last week a Filipino girl accepted Islam and rejected Christianity after watching this presentation. And the question always rings in my head: are my brothers and sisters ready? And that's the reason we are doing this program.
Like you said, I'll quickly go through what exactly I've been through. I belong to a family where my father, he was a pastor. He's still, as you know, he's still a minister.
Yeah.
And he travels a lot. And
quite a bit, local and international, yes.
He's a very well-read theologian. But at my home, the atmosphere, or you can say the environment, was totally, what we say, cool, modernistic culture, and there were no restrictions. It was a nuclear family, but of course, when I completed my graduation, I actually moved to Chandigarh. That time I was, even before that, actually, I was, Ozzy Osbourne was my hero, Black Sabbath was my band. I was inspired by likes of, Blue Cheer, likes of, so many bands. Moving up, the time change, the music change, from Dimmu Borgir to Cradle of Filth, Iron Maiden, Metallica, so many bands are there.
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse.
Seriously, there's a name like that.
And that's a good band. That's a Dutch band. I'm not good anymore.
Okay, it's good band. Alright, I'll hold you on this.
Not good band. For people who have question about metal, read Roman 12:2. So, this was my lifestyle. I actually moved to Chandigarh, and I always used to enjoy. Naren, somebody associated with church, because I grew up in that atmosphere. So anybody who used to talk about church or godly things, I used to appreciate it. Okay, this guy is good, So I never felt, okay, this is a problem maker is coming. I never felt that way. So I came to Christ, and since then I've been blessed. I've been blessed with people. I know people like you. I've been blessed with things we have.
Yeah.
We can reach out to people. You support yourself, your ministry. I'm blessed enough I can support my ministry, which I think, like it's written in the Bible, harvest is plenty in.
Yeah, harvest is few.
So you are the next harvester, by the way.
Alright, now.
Naren, let me, I've actually taken too much time in this. Since you already mentioned about Sakshi Apologetics Network, our guest may not know who exactly Sakshi is.
Okay, I'll quickly close this out. Now, Sakshi, which actually means to testify, is a South India based, I wouldn't say organization, it's just a group, because it's not like you're it's registered not-for-profit organization.
It's not nothing. Secular fellowship of Christians, who believe in...
Secular fellowship of Christians, come on, that's it. Paradox. Anyway, so what we do is that our ministry, we are from all churches. I'm from Greater Grace, we got people from Brethren and Assemblies of God, and
this is
yours?
the River of Life Assembly.
River of Life Assembly.
And Churches of North India.
And CNI. It's all different churches. We are all pictures, like-minded brothers and sisters. We are there together, whose mission is to answer the questions raised against our faith by people from other faith, or even from people from within our faith, like churches and stuff. They call us for programs to explain different worldviews and tough parts of the Bible and stuff. So that's who we are, based around 1 Peter 3:15. First sanctify. No, first thing is sanctify Jesus in your heart. Be prepared to give a reason for the hope that is within you, with fear and reverence.
Do it with gentleness and kindness. That is very important.
Yeah.
The letter. So lots of people ignore that.
So that's what we do. Now, coming to what we do, and so we have all these programs and debates. We had quite a few debates. There is our brother Jerry Thomas who does a lot of work. There are others also, and we have had debates with the likes of Imran and Asif and TNTJ, Tamil Nadu Tawhid Jamaat. Yeah.
I think his name was PJ, Maulana PJ.
Yeah, Maulvi. Yeah.
I think there is one niche of truth.
No, there is another. That is separate. I'll come to that.
Okay.
So we had a couple of debates with them. Actually, we had a whole list of debates to be done together as per the agreement, but then they disappeared after the first two. And then there is this group called as Niche of Truth, which is there in South India. They go around, Akbar was the leader, and they go around having all programs, all sorts of programs, in open air programs against Christianity, against the divinity of Jesus Christ, and the authenticity of the Bible as the Word of God. So we have invited them quite a few times for a debate, but they keep running away. What they do is that they do programs at places and raise all sorts of allegations and questions, and since they are running away from a debate,
the attack is actually towards Sakshi.
Yes, and they point at us and raise all questions, but they do not come face to face. What we do is at the same place, we then go and make a program answering what they have asked and raise new questions. And then this niche of truth, Mr. Akbar, he will go to some new location, new program, new allegations, but he will never respond to the questions that we asked. And this was going on for quite some time. We had given invitation for debate quite a few times, but he would not respond. Then once he said that you can only quote, we'll come for a debate if you quote only from the Sahih Hadith and the Quran. You cannot quote from no sirah, no tafsir, nothing.
Okay, is that so?
That's it.
So, but I think the Shahada is also not contained.
Yeah, it's not there in totality. Most of it is not there.
Not in the life of Muhammad, the
Sirah. See, without the Sirah and Tafsir, I fail to understand what they will ever make sense from the Quran. But anyway, that's what their demand was. So finally, we said, okay, that is just like happened a month back. So we said, okay, what we'll do is, we'll have a debate, and we will, because you asked for, we will not quote from anything else except the Quran and the Sahih Hadith. And guess what? They sent us a letter just like a couple of weeks back. You know what the letter says? It says, a niche of truth will not do a debate with Sakshi Apologetics Network for 3 reasons. One, we do not have a letterhead. Can you believe that? We do not have a letterhead, and we do not have an official seal, that stamp, the ground stamp, yes. And he said, because you are liars and stuff like that, we will not have a debate with you. Can you believe that rubbish?
If we get stamped, will they debate?
No. See, we have a letterhead and stamp, but this is all, I cannot even say red herring, this is utter stupidity. So, I would like to ask the niche of truth a question, that is, tell me, your Prophet Muhammad, he used to have debates and discussions with the Jews and Christians.
I think that time there were no letterheads.
No, that's the point. That's the point.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
if niche of truth and Mr. Akbar, you are saying that you are following the Sunnah of Muhammad, tell me, since you try to dress like him, speak like him, behave like him, because in Quran, I think 33:21 says that Muhammad is the ultimate and perfect example for all mankind, and you are following him, so that's okay with me. Tell me, when Muhammad used to do the debate with the Jews and Christians, did he show his own letterhead or did he ask the Jews and Christians for their letterhead?
I don't think so. He ever did.
Did he himself ask for it? He didn't. On what basis are you asking them?
I think that is absolutely irrelevant.
It is.
If you ask me. Like,
It is. And they are all running away. Even here, like a few months back, we heard about some Unitarians who believe only Jesus, in the sense that there is no Father, there is no Holy Spirit. The same God was, it's just one person, one being. He was earlier known as Yahweh in the Old Testament. Then that Yahweh became Jesus, and after he ascended to heaven, he became the Holy Spirit. So it's the same, it's modalism.
Yes.
So there was this Pastor Shekhar David over there who was boasting that there are like 60 odd pastors that he had debated and they had run away. And then we said, okay, we would like to have a debate with you on this. In that case, we never expected, actually, Muslims we are used to, but even a so-called Christian, even though it's a cult, didn't accept. He said no, and now he's making excuses. Then he is all gone. Then there was this Dr. Shoaib Syed, who was the research head of IRF, and that time there was this, like more than 2 years back, we had a closed door meeting with them. There were like 2 of us and 20 of them, and they were literally jumping on us like dogs, not letting us to speak. It was hell to pay. It went on for 4 hours, heartache, and then finally we said, you don't have the decency or even the civilized, behavior patterns. The only way to contain you, literally I use those words, the only way to contain you is to have a public debate. And they said, okay, inshallah we'll have, and then inshallah, I don't know what's going on, never happens. Then we had, what happens is, now that God's grace, people know Sakshi, many a time these Muslims and other cults, they try to, brainwash our simple-minded Christian brothers and sisters. So somehow it lands up in our code, that is, somebody reaches out to us that this particular group is reaching out to our brother or sister to brainwash them. Can you help us? Then we go, we answer their questions, we ask them questions, and they all disappear. Then it is all, we'll get back to you. And this get back never happens, unfortunately.
Nobody gets back.
Nobody gets back. So in the past 2 years, there has been 2-3 years, there has been no significant debates, because honestly speaking, no one comes up to it. And so that's why we are having this unilateral programs for equipping the churches and our brothers and sisters. Alright, so that's what there was about Sakshi.
Yes, and talking about Sakshi, Naren, if you remember, Jinto also asked me the question, what exactly Sakshi is doing in Mumbai? What are your plans, forthcoming plans? So since you have already done some programs in Mayor Hall, I think, if I'm not wrong. If you can help.
See, as far as Mumbai is concerned, we regularly hold programs, and our endeavor is to equip the people, but we don't get adequate church support, so that's out of the question. We intend to hold more programs, especially on the nature of God, which should be the next program coming up soon, in the next 3 to 4 months' time. Debates are out of the question because with the Sakshi logo behind, nobody agrees for a debate, actually speaking. Jerry humorously even suggested that we change the name of the group to Miracle something, debaters group or something, so that at least somebody will come and we can get some work done for the Lord, but that's not happening. Now that's where we started this Ready to Sakshi, to have some activity for our brothers and sisters who look forward to getting equipped. Interestingly, in South India, this is getting done on a huge scale. Brothers like Brother Venkatesh, Brother Gokul, our brothers like Brother Praveen Pagdala, Brother Bibu is there, Brother Anil, phenomenal personality. They are like stalwarts. Eldo is there. There are so many of them.
George Anthony Paul.
George Anthony, yeah, there are so many. Yeah, there are. We can just name them endlessly.
Brother Sudhakar Mondi took that.
Yes, all those are there, and there's a huge amount of work happening. They even used to go every week from one district, one village to the next village, holding programs in the churches, equipping them, giving them tracts, equipping them to be able to answer people who raise a question against our faith. So yes, as far as Sakshi is concerned, on an India level, there's a lot being done. Except South India, there's not much traction because we have to depend a lot on the churches also to give us their support, which is unfortunately not there. Now when I say support, it doesn't mean money, it just means open hearts and open arms. And that is
subscribing to us.
And subscribing, yeah. Yes, brother.
So Naren, I think we will close today's.
Oh yes, it's high time. I was hoping this to be a 15-minute program. I think it has crossed more than 30 minutes. We'll try and make it shorter so it becomes easier on you to watch it.
We intend to make a much shorter program in future. Actually, I think this was
the next program. Yeah.
Yes, this was introduction, and I think this was very important for us and for our viewers. But of course, nevertheless, we encourage you to subscribe to us, and we really appreciate all your questions. We are overwhelmed. Your questions have really helped us to go in a direction that we never actually.
Yes, we never thought.
We never thought we will be going, and you, as you already know, our email address is ready to Sakshi, ready READY digital to Sakshi
two.
Number 2 Sakshi SAKSHI at
gmail.com.
Ready to Sakshi at gmail.com. We encourage you to send. You think toughest of your questions, or think something bothers you, or think
you heard, or someone that you know has a question and you want to submit it on somebody else's behalf, you can even request us to keep your name anonymous, and we will keep your names anonymous. We won't raise your names in the programs. We respect your privacy. Alright, that's it. So shall we wrap it up?
Yes, I think so, and thank you so much for subscribing, and share this video with your friends, and ask them to subscribe and ask them to share as well.
We are there on iTunes, we are there on Cloud, SoundCloud, we are there on
we are on TuneIn Radio, we are on Stitcher Podcast. I am taking care of the social media.
Yeah, he's the one. Alright.
So thank you so much, and God be with you. Take care, bye bye.
God bless. Bye bye.